Frank, how do you keep the fans engaged? You have the leagues, and of course, you guys as programmers have great fans. This is one way to do it. How else are you sort of keeping that connection with fans and also providing opportunities to brands during this time?
Yeah, it's really hard because you got to be we have to be authentic in everything that we do. We really and we want to be impactful. We don't want to just do anything that's going to be viewed as gimmicky or anything that just is kind of filling airtime. Um, so that lens of authenticity is the first thing that we kind of put through the decision making promise. I think the other thing is that we've found ways, uh, in partnership with, like, I'll give you an example with the NBA and the NBA Together hashtag is something that was really league driven, but has created amazing opportunities for us for great programming. Both on NBA TV and then also how we're leveraging that with NBA.com and also Bleacher Report. So we've really tried to be pretty prescriptive in terms of what our programming ideas and strategies have been. And I think that, especially on the NBA TV front, I think a lot of fans have really been able to get through this because they've been able to watch some classic games of their favorite teams, throughout basketball's history. And then I think some really smart programming, in terms of our studio shows on the network too. So that's really, I'd say that's been a big part of our television efforts. Digitally, Bleacher Report is highly engaged in terms of producing content and distributing content across social media. And I think that we've been able to do some really pretty compelling things, through BR, particularly with some of our franchises that we have on the platform, BR Gridiron and BR Football as well. So it's been even though we haven't had live games, we have had some opportunities to get out and entertain our fans across all platforms.
So, Frank, there's a lot of uncertainties about when things are going to come back, and I know you're waiting to hear from the leagues. But of course, you guys must be doing a lot of planning and gaming, if you'll excuse the expression, of the situation, how it'll come back, opportunities for brands. Any thoughts that you can share with us about how a big programmer kind of prepares, or the process that you're going through and conversations you're having with the brand? So many long-term relationships. Is it just wait and see, or how does the process stand right now?
I think that brands are going to be looking for interesting and innovative opportunities and a way to stand out, in ways that they maybe haven't in the past. So a lot of those conversations are starting now that we're starting to get a sense for what the format is gonna look like. With no fans in stadiums, that could create an interesting opportunity in terms of what we do on screen. And we're trying to work through some of those, opportunities. With the use of technology today, we can do some pretty entertaining things with our telecasts. So that's something that we're certainly looking at as well. And then from a brand perspective, I think that the biggest thing that they're trying to figure out right now is their tone. Once they come back and they're advertising and in front of consumers on a more regular basis. Because obviously we're balancing a lot right now in society, between the COVID and obviously everything happening with the inequalities in this country. So I think marketers are really trying to get to the root of what they want to be talking about and be sensitive, because the last thing that anybody wants to be identified as being tone deaf in this environment.
And finally, Frank, your pitch for live sports. It's a big part of television, the driving force, I think, behind linear, or it will be, of course. What is the value of live sports? I mean, in terms of brands, audience, the television experience. It's part of the main ingredients. It's a key part. How do you define the value of sports on television?
I don't think you can really put a value on it. I mean, it's such a powerful platform, because of its ability to bring together all different kinds of people and really many times in ways, both in the thrill of victory and also the anguish of defeat. And I think that for a lot of people, that is galvanizing. And I think that it's the kind of thing that really gets people excited. It's what people talk about, around the water cooler in the office. And if we will ever do that again, hopefully soon. But the reality is that I think that sports is that great neutralizer for society, because it just is one of those things that brings everybody together. And then there's something to be said for the action of that that last second shot, or that game winning field goal. These moments where all of a sudden you have this incredible hitting a 160-yard shot straight into the hole if you're Tom Brady. You have these amazing moments that I think really can bring all different kinds of people together and celebrating at once. So that's really, I think, that's the glory of it all.